How's it going, guys? Monty here, and today we're going to break down this trade that I took on the 31st. This was actually the last trade of the month, and actually the last trade I took for that week. I skipped out on Friday because it was NFP and August 1st. So honestly, I wanted to sit out. This trade actually secured me a 3-week winning streak at $2,100, and it's actually showing me a 71% win rate, or at least my stats so far. But we'll get to that later. Let's go ahead and break down this trade and exactly why I took it. So be warned, this was a counter trend trade. However, you can take an A plus setup with counter trend trades. You just got to line up your confluences. So let's just go ahead and get straight to it. I'm going to open TradingView here. Let me know how the layout works out because last time it was completely cut off. So we had a massive distribution to the upside. And in doing so, we also had a news candle. This distribution to the upside was from news. I don't know if it's from Trump. I don't know if it's FOMC. Does not matter. It was a news candle. Now, this is a major liquidity level. This little wick right here, I didn't consider it as the full sweep. So I just left it as that. So that was my interpretation of this key level here. We're going to go all the way across right here. I don't want to mess with ES. I want to make sure it's like you can see it, but it is there. Trust me. So this is what occurred during market open. We had a massive distribution to the upside. We didn't really sweep any major levels except for like the London low between the blue line and red line. That's London session. So we're just going to go ahead and fast forward to our potential entry. That way you guys can see it. So why did I decide buys when we're obviously going down? Okay, so if you look, we actually inverted the gap on NQ, but not ES. ES likes to lead NQ with the trend. Since ES was respecting that fair value gap, I was anticipating some kind of pullback. And price was honestly kind of lining up for a potential buy. So since we swept that major liquidity level on both assets, I wanted to take buys. So this is how I laid out my entry. We had a breaker block, or a potential breaker block rather, forming. We also had a little gap. And honestly, don't ignore those gaps. Every gap matters. Okay. So we're going to mark this gap out. Now we had the, I don't mark this as an inverted fair value gap because that's what it was. And then now, let's see here. Cool. So now we're going to fast forward just a little bit. So this is exactly how I entered, right? So at the moment that broke, I was going to enter. Stop loss was going to be super tight. So honestly, we were looking for just a quick move. So see, we had a 17.5 stop loss right here. And my take profit was about a 2.3 right here. So the moment that price broke, that was the trade. Now we're going to let this play out. Boom. We've had a nice break. Price shot up. And boom, that was it. That was a quick, simple trade. I did not want to go any further just because if you look up, you got counter confluences. You got more gaps that price can respect. We respected this gap. We respected this gap. Look over on ES. We still have more gaps to respect. And we're going to watch this trade play out further, right? So as you guys can see, we got out at the right time because we had our counter confluences laid out. Lay out your counter confluences before you take a trade because not every trade is going to be perfect. Now let's go ahead and go straight to top steps. This is exactly how I left it. That way I can do the video for you guys so you can kind of see that this was actually pretty raw. Yeah, 17.25 stop loss. So pretty tight, pretty tight. Now we're going to go over my stats. So this is on my second account, 71% win rate. Honestly, pretty cool. I started to believe that this is actually my real win rate percentage. If we go over to my first account, this is the first account that I started off with TopStep X, 42%. Pretty red month. Like if we go back to July, but honestly, not that bad. We're on a 3-week winning streak, killing it. I'll say, like honestly, this is freaking awesome. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that. If we look over to my Notion journal, as you guys can see, A plus setup, 97% grade. We traded within the macro time, higher time frame direction. We had respected a fair value gap, so I consider that, the direction until we actually inversed it on both afterwards. We also had a high day in Confluence as well. That was the highest point of that day. And we had a ST divergence. Honestly, killer trade. I could not ask for more. This was a killer setup. So, with that being said, I'm going to call that for the video there. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys gained some value from that. Honestly, as long as you're stacking your confluences and making sense and you're not married to your bias, the trades will come to you. Don't force it, it will work out. And if you lose, try again. So, anyways, I hope you guys have a great day. Catch you.